Hello, everybody. Come on
Good
in.
evening,
Come
good
on
evening, good
in.
evening,
Come
Good
on.
evening.
good evening.
There we go. I
I'm
made
gonna
a.
go ahead
Oh,
and share it on my page.
okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Share it. Let me see if I can see comments. Yeah, I see comments. Okay, as y'all come
Not
in,
bad. Hold on. Let
let
me
us
see.
know y'all are in.
Hi, Chef.
Just go
Yeah,
to
that's
the
nice.
Her
So
Lounge
old.
page on Facebook and then just share it.
I'm such an old
But go
lady.
from your page so you can share it.
Got it. Let me see.
Okay.
Facebook. Facebook on here. Facebook.
Her lounge.
Oh, I don't have it on. I got it on my
Why is
phone.
it not showing us live?
It say live on you, like on your. It's
It
saying
say
live.
live on the thing, but yeah, there we go.
It's not showing up on my page.
It's not.
Nope. I'm looking for it though.
It's
We
live
live
on.
on the tube, on the tizoo. Hold on.
Yeah, it's showing on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's
Let me
Okay.
showing on the
see.
page, but it's showing live in the circle, but I don't see the
Yeah,
actual.
I don't see the actual. Yeah.
I don't see the actual live.
Okay, let me see.
Yeah.
That's
That's what
strange.
I was. Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
looking
I don't
for.
see the live. It says we're live, but it's not showing on the page. That's why ain't nobody on here. Well, it's 4 people on here. Hey, y'all, as y'all come in, say she said y'all live. Yeah, but I don't see it.
We live on Facebook.
Yeah, but it's I don't know why it's not showing in the right place. Okay, I see it. It's not showing in the right place. Let me see if I can share it on our page. I just shared our page. It's some okay, so this is doing a different thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's doing something different now when you go live. I just shared it.
Okay, there it is. It just
Weird.
popped up.
That's very weird. I wonder why it's doing that. Hey
How
y'all.
to
Okay, I
find
see something. Let's see.
the winner.
Yeah, it's not doing like it's supposed to though. Mm-mm.
Hey, Rich Shandy. What's up, Sanchel?
Hey guys, say hello as you come in so we can know you're here.
And where you from?
And
Right.
see, that's the reason why that's what's happening even when I do the YouTube thing. It's not showing anymore like it used to. It used to automatically post on our page. It's not doing that anymore.
I wonder why.
I don't know. It's like posting in like another place, but it's not like posting on the page.
Ooh, technology, technology. So Sanchel said she had to go all the way back to season one. So
Why?
Say
she
what?
she she didn't know about us till like season three. So she had to go all the way back to season one.
That is so funny.
Right, right.
Okay, I
That's
see
all
it.
right. She here and tell everybody. Go
Okay.
like the women did
Make sure
Jesus
y'all
when
like
Jesus
and
go.
share.
They went
I
to go clean them up. Women, I done got up. Go ahead.
Okay. Hey, we're gonna talk briefly tonight, and then we're going to pull names. I can put everybody's name who went in, like the YouTube. I should have said need to be present to
That's
win
right.
get on here, but I know they're stretching it. We already stretching it because we were supposed to be getting 100 new subscribers, and it wasn't 100, but it was probably a good 50 though, probably close to it. So I'm going to go on with it. But Pauletta made a statement. Well, she did a brief little live. I think it was a video. It wasn't a
Mhm.
live.
it
She
was a
dropped
video.
a reel or like a video a
Mhm.
couple of weeks ago, and she was saying that she realized that one of the things that she needed was her. She needed a Pauletta in her life.
Pauletta.
Mhm.
Okay, Pauletta, expound on that.
I forgot. It started with you and I, Lynn. We were talking about something, and you was like, "You need to go live with that. You need to go live with that." But I think primarily we were talking about how I can keep everybody else on task, making sure they're reading, they're having their dedicated time to God, making sure they're working out. Just keeping them accountable.
Mhm.
But I can't. I need me, and so I was saying, if I had a me in my life, you
Yes.
know what I'm
Yes.
saying? That could be like, okay, Pauletta, let's go. And you would think, okay, you could do it for everybody else. Surely it should be easy for you. But the reality is that is not. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? It is not, and this is not some self-sacrificing, I just want to put the needs of others before me. That's not that's not what this is. You know, by nature, I'm a life coach. So that's what I do.
Mhm.
I hold people accountable. So, but I am struggling to keep myself accountable. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? And
I
it was
can
funny
see how
because,
I can see how
when we
that
were
can
talking
be
about
an
it before,
issue.
Linda, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I can see how that can be an issue for you because it's almost like counselors who can advise others and can help others along their journey, make peace with whatever it is that they
Mhm,
trying to make peace with or
mhm,
whatever. They can do that for others, but they can't necessarily
mhm,
counsel themselves. So I
mhm.
do see your point because at first when you started talking about it, I was like, well, you are you in your life, but
I think it's impossible to be what you are to others to yourself in
Mhm.
full capacity. I just think it's impossible. It's impossible to do that. I do. I think it's impossible almost like to rescue yourself. I do. I know that sounds crazy, but
no, I don't think it's crazy. I
I
think I
think
But
think
it's
that's
the truth, though.
impossible almost like, yeah, I really
with the
do.
What's up,
same with the
Shareka?
same tenacity. Let's say that to the same
Okay.
degree. Like you can
Yeah.
do it for yourself, but the ride
And
that you may have for somebody else, you may not have that. Like,
Yeah.
it's the, because I, like, as always, like, I'm gonna start, when I tell you I'm gonna start so strong, I give the appearance of a finisher. But by the middle of the week, you know what I'm
Miller.
saying? I'm like,
Miller.
it's Wednesday. Let me take a break. Yeah, I mean,
but
I
what
just,
is it? So then let's talk about it. What is it that what is it do you think that you have at the onset that you lose, as you said, midweek? Like, what is it? What happens?
I'm lazy. I mean, I'm telling you, it ain't this is, and see, this is what I'm saying. This ain't got nothing to do with trauma. This ain't got nothing to do. This is, I am lazy. And the only way that I can break it off is to be intentional. And so,
Mhm.
I reached back out to one of my old trainers and I was just like, hey, like, I need to
Ooh,
start. You know what I'm saying? Not Bobby.
oh, I
um,
didn't say. You about to be folded up, fool. Anyway.
Yes.
but I was just like, you know what? I need you to come to me. And I asked her to come to me because I knew if I had to go to her, I was going to find an excuse. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
if she's coming to me, that eradicates all excuses. Like, what, Pauletta? You didn't feel like walking out your bedroom? You know what I'm
What?
saying?
You
Like
ain't gonna open the door. She got a key to your house. She gonna get you.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? So I am just I'm just, yeah. The only way that I can break this laziness off is to be intentional. And let me say this, it's not just solely laziness, but it's coupled in there with fatigue, and
Okay.
perimenopause, and all of that stuff is combined. But it is something definitely that I can control. I just have to want to control it,
Mm-hmm.
because to want to control it is to require, and what I'm realizing now is to require something that I don't know if I'm willing to do, if
So
that
the
makes sense.
so the lazy. Let's talk about the laziness. So
Hmm.
is the laziness limited to just not wanting to get into your car and go where you need to go, or is the laziness inclusive of I don't want to move? Because if she come to the house, you don't move, you ain't gonna get up. You could lay there.
It's the laziness would be getting in my car and going.
Okay.
So that's why I had her come. Her coming is gonna eradicate that excuse. Like, if she here, I ain't gonna be like how we was talking about Lynn's sister looking at her through the blinds. It ain't gonna be nothing like that. Like, I'm gonna get up. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
I'm
Okay.
gonna do. But I need this jump start. I and And in my mind, I'm psyching myself out. I'm like, Pauletta, it takes 21 days to start a habit, to develop a habit. 21 days. That's it.
I really
21
don't.
days.
I guess it could. I guess I'm
You
like,
know,
it's possible that it could take 21 days, but I have been committed to something for longer than that and still quit. So I mean, that don't mean it don't. That don't mean it doesn't develop a habit in 21 days. I'm just saying, I don't
I
know.
know, I know, I know.
Logic right there, because yeah,
Does understanding your why help?
no,
It don't.
mm-mm.
No,
It's a question. It's a
I
question.
because
just think
I
the
know.
truth of
I'm
the
saying
matter
I was
is,
saying,
I just think the truth of the matter is, so many of us are spread so thin.
Yep.
You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? Even today, when Chris and I was sitting out on the deck and we ate our little lunch or whatever, dinner or whatever you want to call it, we sat outside and ate. And he was talking about like PhD programs and stuff like that. And he really just kind of been pushing me, Mama, you need to do it. And I've been doing
I
research.
agree. Keep
I've
going.
been doing research for about a good year, and or probably a little bit more. And I haven't said a whole lot about it, but I've really been like researching schools, and I don't talk about how I be researching and really looking into programs and different things like that. And I really did not want to do my PhD at a PWI. I wanted to do it at a HBCU. That was one thing. But number one, HBCUs are high as
Yes.
you know what. That's another thing. And then, just really trying to find the particular program. But anyway, I was saying to
Because
him
it's not a
today,
state school, it's private.
yeah, it is. And then,
Plain state,
just
it's private.
yeah, I just really didn't want to do a PWI, but it looks like that's probably where I'll be leaning to more for cost and all of that kind of stuff, and even for the program that I particularly want. But then anyway, so I was telling him today, I said, this is the conclusion. I said, let me say this. I said, and it's not that we live in fear or anything like that. I said, but let's take into inventory the climate right now. I said, me getting a PhD, what is it really going to benefit me? It's definitely not going to benefit me employer wise in the United States of America.
That's true.
Let's be real. A black, educated woman. I
It's a
don't really
threat.
think that matters here for real, like
Right.
it should. It don't carry the weight that it should, and especially in this upcoming climate. And
Agree.
so I was like, I have to really um zone in on my reason for doing it. And really, my reason would have to be self, for a self thing. It can't be for, oh, I'm doing this to be promoted on a job, or oh, I'm doing this to, it has to be self, because in
Yeah.
this climate and where America is headed right now, being a black, highly educated woman means nothing. All right.
Or if you get it, you can get a what you call if you want to teach, if you want to do a professor, if you want to
Yeah,
teach the
you can
clear,
do that. You know
then
what I'm saying?
you
But
can
I
do
was just
that.
like, really, what I have already
I agree.
gives me the credentials to really do anything that
Sure,
I want to do.
that's true.
These are just conversations that he and I was having today. And I said, and then I'm going to say this, Chris. Well, this is what I know for sure. I cannot add anything else on my plate right now. I
Mm,
said, the only way I'm going to be able to do that program is something going to have to come off my plate. I said, I know that for a fact. I do not have any more space for anything that has the potential to be stressful, that
mm,
has the potential to require a whole heck of a lot out of
time
me.
consuming.
I
Yeah.
don't have it because my plate is full. Even when we talked about dating, I was just like, dating has to be somebody who has the ability to interrupt my pattern.
Mm,
And it's the truth, because I got so many things, multiple things going on. And not only that, if I show you my printer with all this paperwork stuff, I got to print it, I got to mail off. Just, I am in the midst of so many different things, and I just don't have the space. I promise you, I don't. Now, I know that I will probably end up having to. I will have to do it so because of my church and
mm.
the level of education that's in my church. And I would have to probably do it for myself, because I'm telling you, to do it to advance in America, to me, I'm just going to be honest with you.
You
In this
right.
climate, is almost purposeless, So it really can't be for that. It has to be for some other reason. And so, that was another thing. And I was just like, do I really even want to pay for school again? And incurring all of that cost. So all of these things, I mean, people can look at it and say, oh, Lynn, that you living in fear. No, I'm really assessing. Like,
Right.
is this really a necessity for me? Is this really something I gotta do? I'm looking at it like that because you're incurring debt. Is it really going to help me? Is it going to add to what I'm trying to do? I'm sure, doing research on that level is going to open up my mindset. It's going to open up my thought process. It's going to increase my vocabulary. All of that.
Speak to what it would entail, Pauletta. You did
Yeah.
it.
And we talked about it, but you also got to realize I've sat and watched her go through this process.
Yeah.
And I know for that reason alone, I can't add that to my life.
Okay.
I just can't. I can't do that. I got too much stuff going on. Now, if somebody comes along and extracts something off my plate, then PhD bound. Now, I'm probably still going to do my paperwork, but set it up for next year, and in hopes that, things may be different and it'll be a thing to challenge because, to evolve into. But for me, it's I don't have the space anymore. I'm fighting now for self-care time. I'm fighting now to see about me. I'm fighting now to, you know what I'm saying, to make sure I'm taking care of myself. Like, I don't see no way. And I know seeing you, the depression, the stress, the up and down. No, ma'am. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No.
It is a lot. It is
It's
a
a
lot.
lot.
And
And I know that I'm already now in my life right now with the things going on with church, work, because I work by 2 or 3 jobs, my own life, my own house.
Work.
You know what I'm saying? Ministry and all of that stuff, trying to maintain that. I have to choose every day not to be stressed. I have to be intentional about I'm not letting this stress me out. I have to say that I'm not letting it stress me out. I'm not letting this worry me. God, I have to say that every day. And I have to be extremely intentional about that. So I'm telling you, I cannot add another thing on my plate with my life in the state that it is right now. And I already got stuff that I'm going to add. So I'm considering that as I'm saying I can't add. So I'm considering that as if it's already on my plate because it's things that I got cooking that I'm sitting up and looking at this paperwork. So I just, that's how it is for me. I can't speak to politics. I feel like I'm fighting for rest, constantly. And I don't think then we're in that age range where a lot of people struggle with sleep. And so, you factoring that in, and I don't care how good you eat and exercise. A good night's sleep is important for your health. So that also can make you be struggling because you're not sleeping, which means you're not resting, which means your body is not getting this proper rest. And so when it's not getting this proper rest, then it can't function at its highest degree. So all of those things fall in that.
Yeah, I mean, and I think I didn't really count the cost when I started the program. I didn't think, I just saw me finishing. And then because of the depression, because of the lows, there were times I was in the program and I ain't see me finishing. You know what I'm saying? Like I took a year and a half off and they called me back, was like, hey, so you gonna finish the program or you just kind of want to just, and they offered me, they have a route where you don't have to write a dissertation, but you're not a doctor.
Then what you gonna do that for?
Then what are you when you finish it?
You just completed a doctoral program, but you're not a doctor.
So what, you get a certificate?
Yes, like you get a degree because
a certificate of completion.
Yeah, but it's kind of like a degree though. I forgot what the type of degree is, but you're not a doctor. But because they only came up with that because so many people were like, I can't do it. I can't do it, and I thank God that I had the type of.
That's just like me. I finished the education program, but I ain't no teacher.
I'm weak.
Got a master's in education, but
I'm
I
gonna say this though.
ain't no teacher.
Between my chair and having professors who, like, there were professors, and let me say this, there were Black women professors who I was like, oh, okay, they're gonna be cool. They were some of my hardest professors, but they were only preparing me for the dissertation phase. Now, of course, when I was getting my papers red marked and, Ms. Brown, do you know that you're not writing on a bachelor? I mean, they were ripping me to shreds, but it helps having a supportive chair. But I understand it's a lot. It's a lot. And I don't see how people with families do it with like little kids. I can't see it, because it consumes. There was not a holiday, there was not a family dinner that I was at the table.
Yes.
I had my
Yes.
laptop.
Yes.
I'm talking about, I don't care. We was together for 30 minutes. I'm pulling up my laptop. Whenever I could, I was pulling out my laptop, writing, researching, reading, writing, researching, reading. And so it consumes you. And so I understand when Lynn is like I don't even see remotely where I could put it, which I get it.
I hear you.
Because it's a lot. It's a lot. And people go into it like, oh, okay, I want to be called a doctor. Yeah, that's just a part of it.
Yeah.
You got a tedious journey before you get to where you are. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
And I don't think that I'm telling you, I'm being smart, and I don't want to just do something for the sake of just having a title to my name.
Right.
I want it to be something that I feel is necessary. I want my why to be in the right place.
Right.
I know that when I enter it, why is going to be the only thing that's going to keep me there sometimes. So I want that to be very clear. You know what I'm saying? I know there's a lot of people in our church who are pursuing PhDs, and I'm like, okay, as the leader, I know that there's I want to have a certain standard, but then at the same time, I don't feel slighted about it. Like, I don't care if it's 17 of y'all. If I don't feel led to do it for me, I don't care. Like, I had to really evaluate it like that, because this is a life commitment, and it ain't nothing to walk into just to be called a doctor. Like, it really needs to be, to me, it's so much research. It needs to be, you need to have a huge why. And it doesn't just need to be because I want doctor in front of my name. And that's just how I feel. And so I'm really honing in my why and making sure that it's pure. And not attached to just because I think a PhD
sensationalism.
Not doing it because it's people that's called me Dr. Gates already, and now I feel like I got to go run and do it to make it substantial. Like, I just want to make sure that you know what I'm talking about. It's a pure why. Because when I get into this thing, all of that stuff I just said ain't gonna matter. I'm going to have to really know that I'm doing this for a reason. And one of my main reasons was I know that I've been called to be an advocate for women, not just in ministry, but period. For women who have been called to lead, not just in ministry, but just called to lead, period. Whether it's in a corporate space, a ministry space, I know that that's one of the things that I know I'm supposed to do, but like I said, I'm trying not to get swallowed up into this climate and now deciding if I even want to do that, because that could mean something totally different than it meant last year in the years moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Because the rate we're going to be back in a suffrage movement. So, just like, and I mean, real talk, and so taking all of that into accountability, and thinking that through, it's just real, it's reality. And we could sit here and twinkle our thumbs and, all we want, but, you can't pray away prophecy.
Ooh.
And I don't think people understand that. There are some things we can pray for. We can pray for the blows to be lessened. We can pray for the effects to be lessened. But prophet prophecy fulfills itself. All right. So that's what I don't think people are really
Yep.
paying attention to as well. So yeah, that's my spiel.
Judah, you think you'll ever go back to school, Judah?
Um, Not right now, and because I have a couple of things, I'm in transition, and so and what I am transitioning into is going to require a lot of time and focus and faith. So I need to be able to. I can't be distracted.
Mhm.
School is not. I'm not graced for school right now. I do have a desire to go to law school,
Okay.
I'm not graced for that right now.
Mhm.
And so, and law school at 20 ain't the same as law school at 50. Okay, so
that
right, so
that right there.
and me going to law school would be for my not for me to practice law because I ain't trying to defend nobody or prosecute. I'm not or be in corporate law and anything. It's not that. I would do it for my business to help me be better uh, a better consultant,
Mhm.
having a deeper understanding of the legal implications of what I do. But
Good.
other than that, no, I'm not interested in going back to school. I did school for I did a bachelor's and I did two masters, and I can't, and I'm tired, you know, and, and so I'm
I
not
get
I'm, so
it. I
I'm
promise you,
not
I get
graced.
it.
I'm not graced for school. Right now. I'm not, but I am excited about what I am transitioning into. I take I Paulette, I'm gonna be calling you because I take my insurance exam tomorrow. Now, because
You take what?
I take my insurance exam tomorrow.
Okay. Okay.
So Paulette, so I'm gonna be calling you because you told me you said, "Oh, you're gonna be my first. You're gonna be
I
one of
just
my first."
playing.
Now
No, I'm playing.
I'm a little
What's
delayed.
your letter?
Because I was
What?
supposed to get this taken care of. I was supposed to get this taken care of like first and second quarter. So I'm a little delayed. I'm moving into third. But
Okay.
you know, I'm not denied. But I am ready. I've done the study and I've done the preparation. And so once I pass this one, I am planning on sitting immediately for other state exams. So
Good.
So you'll
uh,
be selling like
Good.
life insurance and stuff like that?
life and health.
Okay. Okay.
Life and health.
I'll buy a little piece of profit, a little piece from you,
Yeah.
You gonna
a
do
little
what?
something. I said I'll buy a little policy, a little something. Might get a policy on Link.
Life and health. That's it to
Oh,
me.
he said congratulations, Nikila. I don't
Oh,
think I think
Not
what's
killing.
happening, y'all, because I'm looking at our page, people are not being notified that we're live.
They're
why?
not.
Yeah, that's what has happened. People are not being notified, and I don't know how to do that. I'm
Is
looking.
that Facebook didn't notify the people and tell them?
No,
Devil.
it's showing up in a different space. It's not showing up on our page.
Oh, the devil is a liar.
Yeah, it's showing up in a different space, and it's weird. I don't understand it.
So,
Why
like
is
on
it
my
happening?
phone, it says the Her Lounge is live now. I see that, but I don't see.
Yeah, but it's not showing on our page the way it should be.
Right.
So, yeah, it's not showing.
Man.
But I.
Now, okay, I just updated the notifications, but I'm telling you, like I don't know what's going on. Like, yeah, I can see it now. Like it was different. It wasn't. Yeah, okay. I don't know the important of this. Let's just post from friend and host. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. We're gonna get
No,
ready.
no, no. Are you fine?
Yeah. Yep. She said it took me Yeah, I know it's not showing like it should be. The notifications weren't marked right. But this is weird. Like it's not showing on our page. It's just showing like a live event.
Has everybody had a chance to this is a question for the audience. Has everybody had a chance to look at the um last episode or listen to the last episode?
About rejection.
Oh,
See,
I was
Nikki
about to
said
ask what it
she
was
had to
about.
figure it out. Jeray said she had to figure it out. So yeah, it's something going on because we usually have a great good little number of people on here.
Yeah, on our lives. I feel like we back in it starting off.
Yeah, I'm
Like
gonna
this
get
our
ready
first.
to do a teaching on rejection because I don't think people really understand all of the what's the word, things that are connected to the root of like the rejection is the root of them. I don't think people really know all the things that are connected to rejection.
Like the branches.
Yeah, I don't think they know the branches. And so I mean, some of them we know because they're inevitable. But a lot of the things that are connected to rejection, I don't think people really realize that that's what it's connected to.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Even when you're in a relationship with somebody and they're super jealous, that can be connected to rejection. That could be connected to rejection from their parents
Mm.
that manifests itself as overprotection, quote unquote, in relationships, jealousy in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't think people really know how deeply rooted rejection is and the offspring of it. So I'm going to
Yeah.
really talk about it because a lot of people live their lives like what quote unquote we would say is a bastard.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? They live their lives like a bastard child. You know, and they enter situations, circumstances, friendships, relationships, new spaces with that rejection mentality. And they take that into every space that they go in. She said
Wow.
she had to go search the page to get here. Yeah, there's something about that is weird. And it's been doing that the last couple of times that I have did it through StreamYard. So I don't know what that's about. But let's pull, y'all. I want y'all to see everybody's name in here. Let's see who we $100 gift card away. I don't know what kind of gift card it's gonna be. I really was thinking about doing like a $50 gas card and then a $50 dinner card. Because I know gas, somebody can use some gas. So
I need some gas.
everybody can use some gas. So I might do two $50 ones that of course add up to 100. And I will mail them out to you if it's somebody that you know is not in our city and that I can't meet. So I want y'all to see me. Uh-oh. Hold on, y'all. I dropped one.
That's
Okay.
mine.
Your name ain't in here. I dropped one.
I'm a subscriber.
Okay, let's see. I don't nobody think I'm cheating.
Shake them up. Shake them up. Shake.
Who is it?
April Spade.
Oh,
April Spade is
she's
our
in the winner.
winner. Yes, April Spade is our winner. Everybody that's on here, I see 16 people. Can you share this on your page right now? Can you share it right now? But yes, April Spade is our winner. Let me write that. April.
April, let me hold some.
April Spade. April ain't even on here. She usually always be on here. That's how I know.
Mm-hmm.
They done messed up the algorithm or something. I want to make
Yes,
sure.
but it didn't happen the last couple of times. That's sweet.
Loose, loose.
Saying April Spade is our gift card winner.
Yay! Congratulations.
Our winner. He's our winner. Okay. Well, you guys, if y'all don't have any questions for us, we are going to throw up the deuces and tell you guys to tune in. We should have a new show dropping this week. I don't know which one we're going to drop. So I don't know. I have to look in our arsenal chat because we've been
We got we got a good season.
We do.
do.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, we
Let
have
me
Aries,
ask you this:
from
what
everywhere,
time does it
but
drop?
we got a good season this year.
you said what, Paula?
Denise from New York, Vonda from New York called me this morning and was like, "What time does show drop?" I'm like, "On Thursdays." She was like, "What time?" So what time?
It
So
Like
drops
I
at
we
like
say,
5 o'clock in the morning.
yep, about
5
5
a.m.
o'clock
5
in
or
the
6
morning.
o'clock. Yep.
Monica said childhood rejection is so damaging to relationships if you are not healed. And let me tell you something that I see, and I'm gonna say this, and we really can't be done unless somebody have a question. I'm gonna tell you something like with men, like say for instance, a man who when he was growing up, he wasn't popular, he didn't get a lot of attention, and then then he kind of evolves, you know what I'm saying, into something different as he gets older or high school or college, and he start, he buff up and all these changes start coming on, and then he start getting all this attention. Sometimes they can't handle it.
Mm.
And that may seem like, oh, he think he all that. No, that's the root of rejection. Because when you have been rejected, when you start receiving attention, you don't know how to manage it. And that also comes from rejection. And it could be the same with women. The same thing. Like you turn into a swan. and when you get in college, you know what I'm saying? And all your life you was a tadpole. And now can't nobody tell you nothing. That's from the root of rejection as well. You know what I'm saying? You think you cute for real now, so can't nobody tell you nothing. And yeah.
But
That's
that would be an interesting conversation to have, like serious, like why we struggle with accepting compliments.
Yeah.
that's rejection.
You know what I'm saying? And I also think it's tied to because you don't believe it.
Let me tell you something. As a little girl, when I used to be with my dad, I would be with my dad and, around certain people with my dad, and people would always be like, "Oh, Lee, your daughter's so pretty. Your daughter's so pretty. Oh, you got a pretty daughter." Da, 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 da. I would hear that constantly. And I remember one day I said, "Dad, do you think I'm pretty?" I remember that vividly, that I asked him. He probably don't remember this because I was young. And he was like, "Yeah." And that's all he said. But even as young as I was, all these other people were saying it, but I wanted to hear it from a certain person.
That. Yeah.
I think that has a lot to do with me being like, when somebody say, "Oh, you this, you that," I'd be like, ugh. Like it's so
Yeah,
hard
because
for me
both
to
of
just.
y'all, I compliment both of y'all all the time. And y'all bypass me like I ain't said nothing.
But I'm very complimentary though. That's the crazy part. Like I compliment people all the time. Oh my God, you look so pretty. You this, you that, your hair, you that. I'm gonna always compliment people. I'm gonna always notice things. I am very complimentary, but I struggle with receiving it. And I'm better because now I'm trying to program myself to just say thank you. So
Yeah.
I'm
And
better.
don't be telling me, don't be pointing out the flaws. I don't care. I'm talking about what I see.
Hey, calm down.
But yeah, that okay.
I
All
be
right.
getting in my bag when y'all do that.
We need to let's talk about that and triggers.
What
Because
you
I
mean?
believe some people feel like that they should, that you'll get to a certain point where do you see what Nikki said? It doesn't look like all the comments in
Yeah,
here
I see
either.
Monica's comments. She talked about childhood rejection and it being damaging to relationships. I see it. I see it, Nikki. Y'all might not be able to be seeing it because I think she's on YouTube and y'all are on Facebook. But we get the comments from
Mm.
both things. So that may be what's happening as well. What you said, Pauletta?
Oh, I was just saying I think that people feel like they should never be triggered. And like that's such a fallacy. You're always going to be triggered, by something from the past or some sort of trauma. Like you'll be
Tell,
triggered, but it's how you
tell me what you
navigate.
mean when tell me what you mean when you say they feel like that they shouldn't be triggered.
Because you feel like when you're healed, I'm healed. Like I shouldn't have
I
any more
got you.
issues
Okay,
anymore.
okay.
But that's not the case. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you are going to be triggered. But now you how you have healed will be indicative of how you navigate that trigger.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? So
It's
like
almost like
if
addiction. You'll always be an addict, but that don't mean you always fall off the wagon or whatever. Just because you are an addict, you recognize that you are an addict,
right,
but you learn to manage your triggers in relation to the
right,
addiction so that you don't fall
right.
back into got it.
Right. But people believe that they shouldn't be triggered. But I'm like, you're always first of all, because you might have gone on a healing journey, but everybody else didn't. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So the people that you interact, people that are in your cipher are going to continue with the same maladaptive behavior, whereas you are on a different plane. But yeah, we need to talk about triggers because I've
Mm.
had that conversation twice this week. And it's
About
just Monday.
triggers.
Yeah, write this down so we
About
can.
triggers.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Did we get any people saying that they had seen the episode or if they had any questions about it? Or
Let me
no? Or
see.
nobody saw it?
Nobody responded to that. As I can see, I'm looking back through the
Mm-mm.
comments. Uh-uh. When you're healed, triggers will come to distract you. That is so true.
Mm-hmm.
That is
And
so true.
sometimes the trigger could be a test to see if you're really healed.
Right.
You know what I'm
What
saying?
trigger
Yesterday,
is the
And
test?
yeah, yesterday, and this may not necessarily be a trigger, synonymous with that, but yesterday was like the 4th-year anniversary of Sean's death. And Pauletta always like clockwork gonna check on me. Nikki always like clockwork gonna check on me. Several people just check on me like, hey, you good, you good. And I was like, I text Pauletta, I said, friend, I have not shed a tear. I said the same thing to Nikki, and to somebody else that may not seem like anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't say I didn't shed a tear like, oh, I'm so strong. I didn't shed a tear. No, it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
It was that most of the time the tears were connected to a sadness. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying that to say, for the first time, I was not sad. Like I woke up with such a gratefulness in my heart, and that was huge for me. Now, later in the day, because Facebook have memories. So, the memory of the day that I posted, hey, many of you have heard this morning, my love passed, blah, blah, blah. And I started looking through the comments. Why I did that, I don't know. And when I started looking through the comments and seeing things that people said, I felt myself and I was like, okay, shut that down. Because now I'm triggering something. No, for real. But I'm triggering something,
cutting
Now, if
onions
I
on your
want
eye.
now, if I wanted to cry, then I could have just kept looking at it because now I just want to cry. But I was so proud of myself because I know what every day, milestone, birthday, anniversary, I know what it has taken out of me and what it has taken for me to grow and heal. So I had been said, like, I think earlier this year, like, I know that I've healed from that. And healing from that doesn't mean forgetting Sean. Healing from that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't
Of
mean forgetting
course.
memories or anything like that. But I know I have. But I know I have because of my response to things, my reaction to things, and how I care. Like I said, I woke up with such gratefulness in my heart. I really, really did. And usually when I make a post, I be crying like a faucet while I'm making the post.
Mm.
None of that. And I was just like, okay, Lynn, I see you.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
see you. I
Mm-hmm.
see you. So I was like, okay, okay. So, and God had already been dealing with me about finalizing some things and clearing out more things and stuff. He had already been dealing with me about that some months ago. And I did some of those things. And so, God was already preparing me and prepping me. And so, yeah, but I agree with that. I think I guess this too, Pauletta, to what you were saying, we should not be shocked when triggers show up.
Mm.
Because when we're shocked when triggers show up, that's an indication that we think we're not ever supposed to be encountered with them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna tell you this: part of the grieving process, and I believe any healing process is taking the blinders off and looking at the whole picture. You know, being able to see, okay, Sean has passed, you know, but A, B, C, D, E, F, G, you know, or this happened to me, but now I'm able to help other people in that. So it's a matter of when you can take your focus off of the trauma and look at the bigger picture. That's when you can really see, okay, you know what, like I'm growing, because this time last year I would have been tore up. And again, it doesn't mean that you love him any less, that you love
Yeah,
him anymore. It just
yeah.
means that I am slowly adapting to a new normal, because I think people are always trying to go back to how it was. You will never be able to go back to how it was,
And
ever.
you will
Like I don't care
never
how much you try.
be the same. You will
Never.
never
You know
be
what
the
I'm saying?
same.
No. And I think that's one of the reasons why people get stuck in the grief cycle, because in stages of grief, is because they're so busy trying to act like nothing happened, act like everything is normal. No, the reality is that you need to be working on developing a new normal. What does a new normal look like? Because the reality is it has to be normal. It's
Mhm.
because because this person is gone. So
Right.
now we're working on what does the new normal look like. But yeah, so
Now I'm
it.
gonna tell you the thing that I still sometimes have to deal with anxiety about is when I have to handle things.
Mm,
Like when I have to handle certain things, I
Mm.
I just I don't even want to. And sometimes I will drag my feet and procrastinate about getting certain things done at the house, you know, even certain things done with my cars, because I just don't want to do it. I don't want to deal with that. Just as a woman, having to deal with things that are male dominated and how men treat you. And
mhm,
you know, that it's exhausting. You know, it's exhausting. It really is. And I experienced it big time with the church,
mhm,
you know, and it was hard for me because some of the things that I have had to deal with at the church are things that Sean was an expert in. So that has really made me be like, God, this ain't right.
Mm.
Because I thought about, had he been here, I wouldn't be dealing with none of that. Like majority of the things that we've had such a wrestle with are things he was an expert in. And so that, you understand where I'm coming from, Paula? So that sometimes can be very, I have to keep myself from going in there, this is not fair space with God, you know.
mm,
And now you have me navigating this, and I don't know nothing about this stuff, you know, and I know he knew everything about it. And so I'm just like, this ain't right. You know, I have to keep myself out of that this ain't right space. And so, and not go downhill in that. I
mhm,
love what Nikki said. Nikki said, my downfall is always expecting triggers. And that is something that I want y'all to talk about. And I'm gonna tell you something. I think a few months ago I talked about how I had to deprogram myself from expecting loss, from expecting difficulty, because everything in my life seems like I got to go through something to get it. I got to go through a fight. I got to go
Yeah.
through a toy. Everything,
Struggle is hard.
everything
Yeah.
is a
Yeah.
struggle. Everything until I didn't even expect ease with anything. I would already be girding myself up for trial. You know, I mean, like it had really got just that bad because it seemed like every single thing concerning my life was a fight. Whether it
mhm,
was my tire, whether it was my oil, whether it's I'm talking about a garage door, everything was a fight. And I'm just like, I began to expect to fight. I didn't even expect for anything to be smooth anymore
yeah.
because everything was always a fight. So I totally get that. Pauletta and Juna, what y'all got to say about that? Like she said, she expect triggers.
I
Well, I mean,
think
that's part. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Gina.
I think the thing about triggers is um when you anticipate them, then that in and of itself can be a trigger.
Okay.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? When you
Which
are when
means
you
you're
are
creating
waiting,
a trigger.
you're creating a trigger when you're just sitting up and waiting for it to happen, because when you're anticipating a trigger, then when it does happen, you can overreact because I knew this,
Yeah.
or you're anticipating something you're anticipating to be triggered, but you're missing what the opportunity may be in that moment. You know what I mean? In that interaction, because you're so focused on the possibly being triggered.
Yeah.
So you can't necessarily, so that in and of itself can become a trigger for you.
So do you think that anticipation is a trigger?
Yeah, I think it
Okay.
can be when it's overwhelming. And
Okay.
always expecting a trigger, right? Always anticipating a trigger, to me, can create a trigger. But when you're in an environment that is familiar to the environment in which this particular whatever developed, and that environment has those triggers, then it's important for you to be on guard in that setting. But it is not you. I just don't think it's a good idea to be guarded about triggers at all times. I'm no counselor. I don't, I don't claim to know. But just the thought of the energy that it takes
To
to
expect it.
lend that focus to triggers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The energy that you that's spent managing that. Yeah.
That's a lot. What you say, Pauletta? I agree with that, Jonah.
No,
That's
I was just gonna say that that type of lifestyle breeds anxiety
Yeah.
because you live in a state of, you know what I'm saying, like bracing yourself. And when you're living like that, one, you are worried about something that you can't control.
Yeah.
And two, you do not allow yourself to live in a moment. And so you miss moments,
Yeah.
Mm.
and because I'm too busy looking for the next trigger that, with, let's say with Nikki, I miss my grandson take his first steps, because I'm too busy thinking, okay, well, what will happen if he takes a step and falls down the steps, and instead of embracing the moment that my grandson took his first steps. You know what I'm saying? So you have to learn how to live in the moment. And the way that you can do that is focus solely on the now. What am I like right now? I'm focused on the Her Lounge podcast. Nothing else matters. This is what I'm focused on. Like my mom is in her room, and she's 93, and today wasn't a good day for her. But like I'm focused here. I'm focused here instead of like being disconnected and worrying about that over there. It doesn't mean that
I
I
don't
am not.
care.
I
It
don't
doesn't mean that I don't care.
care. Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean that I don't care. But it means that right now I have to be focused in the now to show up my full self instead of just showing up in a quarter of me is here and 3/4 is worried about something I can't control.
Sure.
That's good. That's good. Nikki said you better be used by God. That is so good. That's good. I love this. Okay, we're gonna have to put those on our list
What are
for
the two triggers and what else?
it was triggers and what did Monica say? Monica said something that I wanted to make a note about childhood rejection and it being damaging to relationships if you're not healed. That's what
That was
Monica said.
what? Oh God, we had something else that we just took a whole. I know it was triggers and it was something else.
Let me see what Shan said. I thought Shan said something too. Hmm.
What are some of the ways in which y'all manage triggers? I know this was supposed to be a future topic, but we're here now.
Jeray said we subconsciously catastrophize, and I hope that's how that is right. And fortune tell. We have to exercise our minds as well and train it to think another way. I agree.
Yep, I do too.
We make everything catastrophic. I think that's what she's saying.
Yeah.
Like we make
Mhm.
it bigger than what it is. So
Yeah, well,
that's
that's that.
What
That's
it
that
it is.
anticipation. That's what that
that's good,
anticipation does.
Jeray. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what that anticipation does, though.
that's good. We do. We do. I'm talking about I've been dealing with stuff with TPC for the last couple of weeks, and it's just been one thing after another, after another, after another, after another, after another. And I just made a decision the other day. I am not gonna let this stuff worry me. You cannot, if you're going to speak a message, decree a thing, and declare a thing, you're gonna have to be the first partaker of it. And I'm always saying, this is God's responsibility. I am God's responsibility. And that's what I've had to do. Hey,
Me
and I
too.
don't want it out. It probably can almost be said, do she care? Yeah, I do. But I cannot let that consume me. Because if not, then I'm gonna be down on the tens unit for an hour. Because my neck hurt. Because I'm worried about this and that. And hey,
During this I feel the same way. But during this transition, I have made a conscious decision. Like I said, Jesus, where you at? And I went down and saw him in that boat laying down asleep. I said, scoot over and give him some cover.
right. And let me go to sleep with you.
Let me go to sleep right there. Scoot over.
I
Yes.
was wondering where you was going. I was wondering where you was going, but okay.
Scoot over. Scoot over. And
Because
give me some
he's
cover.
sleeping in a storm. I
Right.
want to be able to sleep in a storm.
And I'm gonna sleep. If you
My
ain't worried
pillow.
about it, I ain't gonna worry about it.
That's so good. That's a good analogy.
Scoot
I want
over.
to be able to
Didn't trust it
sleep
to be sleeping
in
pillow.
the storm. That's what I want to be able
Scoot
to do.
over.
Yeah.
And
I'm just like,
my body responding to my decision because my blood pressure was lower than it ever been in 10 years.
really? I'm telling you, I was like, hey, I'm not gonna let this stuff
Hey,
kill me. I'm not gonna let this stuff worry me. Hey, let's do what we gotta
My
do.
body
And let's
responded.
move forward. You
That's
know,
right.
and that's the way. I mean, that's the only way I know how to handle it.
And it's gonna be all right.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
yeah. So,
that's it.
well, guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I so hate that this notification didn't go out. I'm going to see what I can do to change that. Maybe it's the
Congratulations
way I'm
again,
setting up.
April.
Maybe I'm setting it up wrong. I don't know. But yes, April, congratulations. Nikki, let her know that she won. Thank y'all for tuning in, sticking with us all the way through tonight. We appreciate you guys and look for the fresh new episode to drop this Thursday early in the
This
AM. We
Thursday.
love y'all. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Okay, bye.
Ooh, Pauletta.